Hey friends, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I'm Brett and let's spill some tea. First of all, I wanted to start off and say thank you so much to all of you. The feedback's been so amazing and I am so grateful to each and every one of you for watching, commenting, subscribing, and I hope that you continue to love the content. A lot of people that know me as the nicest critic in town. Even if a movie's terrible, I still find something to like because I just love the act of going to the movies. But here's the thing, when I don't like a movie, I really don't like them. What I'm not really understanding is the movies that I haven't been liking this year are the movies that everybody else loved. So without further ado, let's dive into the movies that everybody loved and I didn't. First up is an obvious one, Blade Runner 2040 flop. So Blade Runner is the highly anticipated sequel to the 1982 original film that changed the game for sci-fi. It sends Ryan Gosling's character on this long manhunt to find an old Blade Runner, which is Harrison Ford from the original movie. And it was directed by Denis Villeneuve, who is one of the best directors of recent memory. This movie though, I don't know what the heck happened. And if you couldn't already tell, Ryan Gosling is like my favorite actor in the planet. I love him even more than James Franco. I can't believe I said that. He was good in Blade Runner with what he was able to do. However, 3 hours of him brooding, literally just standing there doing nothing. He walks around, beautiful cinematography, desolate landscapes. He walks at the pace of an old man who is marching to his grave. Does he shoot anybody? No. He puts it back in his holster. But I just did not understand the hype with this movie. It bored me to death. But what was even worse than Flop Runner was a series of comic book superhero movies that I really loathed. The Lego Flop Man movie. Number 2, Thor Ragnarok. Number 3, Floppians of the Galaxy Volume 2. To quickly summarize what these movies are about, the first one you have Lego Batman, which follows Lego Batman fighting the Joker and building a family. Number 2, you have Thor Ragnarok, which follows Thor protecting his hometown from being destroyed. And then number 3, Guardians of the Galaxy, involves Chris Pratt's character as he finds out more about his family. So Lego Flop Man was a flop because the original Lego movie was so good and this was such a step down. Lego Batman movie tried to replicate the best elements of the Lego movie, but it failed. It's just sort of cloying and annoying, just relentless jokes, gags per minute. 9 out of the 10 jokes flop. Honestly, I think I'd prefer having some kindergartners throw a tub of Legos at me than watch this movie again. With Thor Ragnarok, this movie just consisted of over 2 hours improv. And guess what? The improv flops. It's just not funny. There's so much at stake in this film, with Thor's literally his home planet on the verge of being destroyed. And then he's just gonna tell jokes the whole time. Even when he's fighting, he's telling jokes. He takes a rest, he tells a joke. I'm like, what the heck is happening? Are you stand-up at the Laugh Factory? No, Thor, just save the planet and get out. This movie would have been a lot better if they just added a little more weight to it and knew how to drive the plot forward. The worst of them all, Floppians of the Galaxy. The first one, I was not a huge fan of it, but I understood the appeal of it. But this one was just like 2 hours and 15 minutes of failed jokes. It had no point. The first half of it was so boring. I slapped myself and pitched myself the whole first half of the movie to stay awake. That's how bored I was. Nothing at stake, no narrative drive. If you want to see how good superhero movies are done, watch Wonder Woman, watch Spider-Man. And last but not least, here is the most controversial film that everybody loved, but I really did not like. That movie is Dunflop. We follow the evacuation of Dunkirk during World War II from 3 different vantage points. First of all, the structure was very confusing. Christopher Nolan, I love him for his ambitious structure and how he plays with time. He flashes the timeline sequence of each segment half a second. I saw like, it comes like that, and I was like, what just happened? Did a fly hit the screen? Wait, who's fighting what when? It just got really confusing. On a technical level, this movie is amazing, and I totally get that. It is beautifully shot. I saw it on 70mm in the dome at ArcLight. It looked awesome. the sound design. When that first bullet went off, I thought that I had been shot. Here's the thing, you don't care about the characters. I did not care about the people in the movie. I did not care who lived, who died. Some of you may know what happens at the end, but it's this rousing ending that's supposed to have you riled up and inspired. And while people were applauding in the theater, I was literally looking around like, what is everybody applauding at? Harry Styles, I hope you live so you can make some more music for us. So yeah, I just did not like this movie. Okay, so on a serious note, yeah, even though I did not like these movies, I even feel bad for talking about these movies like this, because as a filmmaker myself, I totally understand how difficult it is to make a movie, and I commend these filmmakers for, you know, their artistic merit and what they're trying to achieve. I apologize if I offended anybody, but that's the point of tea time, is that we could be adults and talk about these things. So now, I pass my cup of tea over to you, and I would love to hear from you guys. So tell me, why did you love these movies so much? What was it about them that you found so appealing? If you are so triggered by my comments that you just want to take a boiling pot of tea and throw it in my face and burn me, that's totally fine too. On the other hand, if you are in agreement with me and did not like these movies and you found them to be overrated, join my petty army. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. This was the first installment of List Week. On Thursday, I'm going to be uploading a video in which I talk about my top 5 guilty pleasure movies of the year. And then on Saturday, I'm going to be uploading my list of the top 5 best horror movies of 2017. Please subscribe to my channel if you want to stay tuned. Thank you so much, you guys. And I will see you at the movies.